Hello and welcome along to my video vlog, and today I'm going to talk about bottom-up employee engagement strategy, but taking a bottom-up approach, and why every organisation should consider this within their overall employee engagement strategy. At E2, we believe that bottom-up is just as important as top-down, and by that I mean normally in organisations what we do is most businesses will say, right, let's run a survey, let's find out what way things are happening, let's give people, let them see the graphs and reports and etc. that come from that survey, and then we'll do a strategy, running from the senior team. Let's get the senior team involved and engaged, and let's run that strategy where we will do engagement to people, and that's what it is. It's that you're doing that to the employees. And the problem that is that there's no ownership there. Okay, I suppose our belief in this, I found it E2, and found the whole philosophy behind our approach to employee engagement. I suppose this harks back to my days when I was completing my MSc in occupational psychology at Queen's University in Belfast, and as my research thesis was looking at long-term unemployed people in Belfast, and looking at the strategies that the different government bodies etc. were putting in place to improve their lot. And I looked at self-efficacy. And self-efficacy really is, do you take a positive or negative look or perception on events that are happening or that you come into contact with. And what I found that time was that those guys we could build self-advocacy better through an individualised approach, working with a person rather than a group of people, giving that person feedback, personalised and tailored feedback, and helping them develop a strategy to build their own resilience, to build their own knowledge of how, and self-awareness of how they approach for jobs and how they can deal with knockbacks. And those people that we worked with who could help develop a positive efficacy on it, they were more likely to develop that resilience, more likely to say, well, I'll go for that and I'll learn from it. I may not get it, but I'll learn. I'll get the next one or the one after that. I can keep learning. And again, that's why I think employee engagement is quite similar in some ways. Is when we take a top-down only approach, that's always going to underachieve. It's doomed to underachieve because it's too generic. Yes, we need it. We need the survey. We need the results as an organisation. We do want that top-down element. But it's too generic to really, truly build employee engagement because it doesn't speak to the individual. These are the people who are disengaged. It doesn't speak to them. It might speak to and help the guys who are already engaged, because they'll read it and they'll see it and they'll identify with it. But the disengaged employees don't really feel it. Okay? The action plan coming out of it is designed for the organisation. The action plan is designed for the overall big body of the organisation, maybe departments, possibly teams, but not individuals. Never or rarely individuals. And it doesn't prompt and doesn't speak to the individual employee. It doesn't prompt that personal reflection and that personal awareness where, yes, I could become more engaged if I could do the following. So it doesn't empower that individual to actually look for that. And that's why bottom up is needed. And that's why at E2, we advocate that bottom up approach to building employee engagement. Because you have to build it from the point of view of the individual, as well as having a corporate strategic approach. So you get the two things meeting somewhere in the middle. So four main reasons why the bottom-up approach will work. First of all, engagement is a personal experience. Every single employee comes to work in your company for a reason. They come there because they are looking for something. For some, that'll be a salary, but for most, it'll be something else. they will have an ask from their job, whether that is development, whether that is growth, whether that is promotion, whether that's increased revenue, income, achievement, whatever it might be. They have an ask, and that ask is unique to each individual, not the same for each person. So we need to empower individuals to do something about it, and that's where E times 2 comes from. So engagement starts with the individual. So while we look at that personal experience, now we think, right, okay, engagement doesn't start all the time at the corporate level. It starts with that person's interpretation of the corporate approach, of their line manager's approach. So we can start informing each individual employee. Here's how you feel. There's your personal engagement feedback. That's your profile. What are you going to do about it? What can you do about your own personal engagement situation? What actions can you take? What would you need to be engaged? And when we give individuals that feedback, the third reason why bottom-up works is that when individuals get that feedback and we start with that individual employee and start building engagement upwards, as well as providing a report and feedback and data at the top level for an engagement strategy from the top down, it starts to develop the leaders in between. Because the leader of a team has to deal and manage employees who are now saying, actually, I do want development, I want growth, I want projects, I want the skills to be able to compete for a job in X number of years' time. What work should I be doing in the meantime? What meetings could I go to on behalf of the team? So there's lots of things there that they don't cost the organisation a penny, and people will want to do them because it gives them a future potential. Okay, and therefore when the leader has to deal with that and has to manage that, it asks new skills and new approaches of them. And they're also getting feedback saying, here's what your team, here's the trends in your team. Can you do something about it in your team as a leader? They're working on it as employees, as individual team members. And the company has got their corporate strategy. What are you doing as a team strategy? And we join all those approaches together at all those different levels. So while the line manager is developing and the employees are developing, the fourth and probably the biggest impact is that it cultivates that ground level. Now your employees are in a position where they are ready to accept your top-down approach because they're working on their own engagement. They're now involved in the process. Whereas before, the disengaged employees would have seen your top-down process as just another effort to get more work out of them. Now they see it for what it is, they see the intentions and the good intentions behind it, and they're more willing to work with it. And that's where you can maximise your investment in an employee engagement strategy without really not much investment at all, really. So you have to think, how do I maximise this opportunity for the organisation? Don't just rely on top down. What are you doing from the bottom up? That's where the big difference will be made. Okay, thank you very much, and until next time, all the best.